Welcome to another Park Rovers Live. This is Andrew, and I'm here with Dustin.
Good evening.
Yeah, unfortunately, Micah couldn't join us today, but it's okay. We'll do what we can to cover Busch Gardens Williamsburg Christmas Town.
Now we're speaking exclusively about the Christmastown offerings right now, right?
That's right. Well, I can bring up the map here. This is so there's a lot of rides and a lot of coasters that aren't operating for Christmastown. In
I
fact,
like how they just completely remove them from the map, so you don't even know that they're there. You're like, "What's that big blue thing over there in France?" Nothing. Don't look at that.
No, pay no attention to that.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist.
Right.
And then they just rename like sections, like Festa Italia Holiday Hills is Festa Italia, right? And then
Yes.
North Pole is, I guess, Germany, but now
that
it's
little because Germany's like sprawling, so the North Pole is that little like German village where that big white coaster we can't name right now is.
Yeah, we can't talk about that.
No. How would we do that?
No, but France, New France, this side kind of stayed the same for the most part, except for some rides not operating.
Right.
But cool. So tonight we're gonna walk through. We're gonna start through England. So in the right side, and we'll go Scotland, Ireland, France, New France, North Pole, Oktoberfest, which is also behind me. Italy and Holiday Hills, which I don't have a lot to say about. So most of our time will be, I think, spent on the top half.
That's why we're ending with Holiday Hills.
Yeah. We'll end on a low note.
Listen, Apollo's Chariot's there. That's still a thing.
That's true. I did ride it twice the other day, which was actually, it hurt a lot because it wasn't. We'll get to that maybe. All right, let's go. This is I'm mixing. This is at night, obviously. I'm mixing. This is a terrible photo, but it's the best I could get to get that lit Christmastown sign with the Busch Gardens sign. So I went 2 days. You went 1 day?
I went 1 day. I went on Black Friday.
Yep. Okay, and that's your vlog. So if you want to see all about Dustin's day, watch Park Rovers YouTube our Christmastown vlog. Cool. Yes. And this is the entrance. It's not as grand as like Tampa, but it does the job, right?
It's a really understated entrance, and like they don't really do anything fancy aside from put up a sign that says, "Hey, this is the thing we're celebrating right now."
Yeah. And here's during the day, they have the sign out with the rides that are operating. So it's, Apollo for Bolton, the Knock Tower, the Drop Tower, which wasn't operating when I went.
Well, and it doesn't drop.
Oh.
Like we need to talk about that when we get over there.
That's true. Finnegan's, I don't think I have a photo of it, so you can bring it up. But Finnegan's and then Invader. Did you see this giant Santa?
Yes, it's an obnoxious Santa is what it is. What is it made out of? Is it
I don't know.
I don't even know. Plastic?
Do they bring this out every year?
I have seen this every this is probably my 5th or 6th Christmastown year. It's there every year. Agreed to. It's like, hey.
I wonder where it lives. Wow. So this is the first. So I went this past weekend, and this was Friday night. The crowd. This crowd actually moved, which was, but it was definitely felt like it would last forever.
Well, and they do the same thing that Disney does by pulsing everybody to the gate. So they've got the trams that bring you from the parking lots. So you never have that influx of people like you have at other parks where this line could get, be a 20-minute excursion.
Yeah. What's interesting is this is merging the England parking lot with the England's on the right and the Italy's on the left. So it kind of combines them too. Anyway, it moved because the security is fast.
Yes.
So I didn't have my bag. I had batteries and camera stuff. So of course I get it. Yeah.
We had a stroller. So they look in the stroller, they like one time, because we did leave and come back, one time they checked the bag, one time they didn't check the bag. I think that's a crapshoot, but like Colt and I went through the metal detectors and Mav got pushed along the side. So
yeah,
it's efficient enough.
yeah, it's better than what it used to be.
Yes.
And then they have the Christmas tree, another not great photo, but they have the giant tree, not as big as the Oktoberfest one.
Well, and that's right in that first that first like fountain thing where the skull is during Howl-O-Scream, and I like that they swapped that out.
Yeah, for sure. And England, we'll get to that, but yeah, that you enter through England, and England's just kind of, I mean, it feels like you're in the park. It's like the home of Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, for lack of a better word. Yeah. So, did you do the holiday scavenger hunt? I took a photo.
Had no idea this was a thing.
I might give it a go, because there's supposed to be some sort of gift or something. I want to know what it is. So
okay.
I'm thinking of going back after Christmas. We'll see.
Are you looking for those ornaments in different places? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I think Coca-Cola ornaments.
I mean, it's presented by Coca-Cola, so one can only assume.
I think we'll get to that too, but I'll let you know what this is all about.
All right.
But yeah, England. Yeah, it's beautiful, right? It's like
they decorate this street, and I'm sure there's an official name for it. I'm just going to call it Abbey Road.
That works,
right? They decorate this street so wonderfully, regardless of whatever festival they're doing. Now that they're open year round, like they change it out appropriately, and it always looks good. Always.
Yeah. I saw a photo of Disneyland the other day, and how they're, they have a very similar setup with the wreaths down across Main Street, USA. It looks, of course, it's not England, but it's Disneyland. It looks pretty good. The only difference here is you have Big Ben instead of the castle, of course, at the end.
It is a slightly underwhelming Big Ben. Like I know it's obviously not life size, but I get that. But I've always been like, I want it to do something. Like it's the weenie that doesn't do anything.
It tells the time. You can look up. You know what time it is.
We all have phones. We all have watches. We don't need to know what time it is. Do something. Have little puppets come out and do a show.
But that's in Germany. But back in the 70s, we didn't all have phones. I guess you had watches. Never mind.
Yeah, I guess. Fine, Andrew.
So Scrooge No More. Have you done this show?
I did not. We did. I plan on doing a lot more shows than we did, and we did. We didn't. But as I followed you on the Park Rovers Instagram and saw a couple pictures, it looked like a great show.
Yeah, I mean they've done this before. I don't know how many years straight this show is, so I was expecting you might have done it in the past, but it is actually surprisingly good. You can see Scrooge. They're kind of hoisted up there above the stage, so it's like kind of like professionally done. Like this is from the third row.
So you look like you got very good seats.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole story. I'm not going to get into that, but but I had reserved seats. Basically, you pay like $5 and you can sit. You get reserved seats up front, basically for any show. $5 per show. So I spent a lot of money on shows, I guess.
But it's probably worth it.
Oh yeah, I mean, being able to walk in like 10 minutes to go or 5 minutes before showtime and just go right. Oh, I can go to the, right up front.
Right.
It was pretty good. So if you're familiar with Scrooge, I gotta talk about this for a minute.
It's a Christmas Carol, right?
Yeah. So he like gets abducted at night, and he goes to the past, the present, and the future, right? And this is the past. So Scrooge is here, and on the right, that's young Scrooge.
So I was gonna give them super big props for having a black Scrooge. But if young Scrooge is very white, that creates a continuity issue for me.
Yeah.
Like,
I
yay
don't
for
know what
trying.
happened. I don't know what happened. They were
Maybe the
both really
understudy
good
had to-
actors.
Yeah, understudy had to be there that day.
I thought it was funny. I don't know how many people noticed or cared, but okay. So the future, the present was like, yeah, you know, but the future, this scene, there are kids in the audience. And this is a giant thing.
Is that a marionette or like
I don't know.
that?
I don't know how many people. So this thing like it has giant like arms and I don't know. I was frightened. You have so many kids in the audience. I know, and
yeah. Was there spooky music playing too? Like
I think so. Yeah. I mean,
I could see where that would be like soul crushing for a certain group of individuals.
This would ruin me as a kid. Ebenezer himself, look, he's scared.
I mean, I'm sure he's a good actor, but B, he looks legitimately terrified of this thing.
I mean, he should be. Oh, here's the giant turkey at the end. Ebenezer buys the Tiny Tim's, the crotchets. He buys the big turkey. This is zoomed in, but this thing.
Well, I'm just like, I'm using your pictures from before. Like that turkey has to be like the size of my Colt. Like,
at least. Yeah. So overall, I mean, good show. I think it's got to be. It's tough to rate the shows. I think it's third or fourth for me. Like third.
About how long was it?
They're all around 30 minutes.
Okay, so that's an appropriate time for a show.
Yeah, I thought it was a good time. Like you got to get everybody in. Everybody's got to get seated, and then the show. Yeah, and so I mean, it worked out. It was fine.
Yeah.
Back out to England Day. I do have you probably saw some live performers. They had
carolers and whatnot.
Yeah, they would go under the bridge or under the gateway. On the right if it rained, which caused a bottleneck. So I liked them when they're out here by Big Ben.
Well, they do so much more when they're able to like move about and perform and whatnot. I just like the street atmosphere in general. It really gives life to an area that like it doesn't have a lot of kinetic movement. There's no rides over here, so it could feel. And I've been there where it has felt really like just dead and dull. So I love that they're doing this right by Big Ben.
Yeah, agreed. So here's where this is when it was raining.
Yeah.
And I snapped this picture and moved really quick because it was a blockade of people. I did like this is my last photo from England, and I just like having this bar open.
That bar was not open on Black Friday when we went.
Oh, so I did not get any of the specialty cocktails, but I know some of them were served in like the Jingle Bell sipper, like the gold or like shiny red, maybe.
Not this one here. The Busch Gardens Christmas Town Wassail.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I didn't get any of these cocktails, so I just saw some people sipping, so I thought, you know.
I mean, this is from a couple years ago, but I definitely saw people with this when I was there.
So. Well, okay.
Listen, I drank for the occasion.
Yeah, and I assume you can get a refill on that. I see the refill price there for the hot chocolate, but
yeah.
Anyway,
have you ever had a hot toddy? Is the question.
Yeah, I don't know if I've had one at Busch Gardens. But...
Okay, that's fine. Just as long as you've had one. That's
we're in Scotland now. So we left England, and if you go back, I'll bring the map up just so everyone that's watching on replay understands what happened here. So England, you kind of cross through, and then you go right, kind of straight through Scotland.
Yeah.
And then you can go right to go to Ireland, which we're going to do, or you could go left and you'll go to Italy. So we're going to go to Scotland.
Scotland, home of that big yellow roller coaster that we can't talk about right now.
Yeah, the big yellow famous coaster.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
So hi me. Hello.
Yeah. This is Dustin. He wasn't there one day, but he was there
He wasn't there the day I was there.
I think he was there Saturday. So yesterday. That sounds crazy.
Yes, you were only there a mere 24 hours ago.
Yeah, I mean, I have to drive 3 hours, so it feels like a whole like trip to go out there. But yeah, you were there. And then they had one set out. I don't know what she's like shushing him.
It's all this like because we've done the get your picture taken with the horse or the owl or a few times, and so I just find it amazing that they have these trainers that can signal the animal, and they'll look a certain way or they'll do a certain thing, and if you've got that photo key included with your membership, which I think we still do. I got Santa pictures later. It's really it's worth your time for that 10 to 15 minutes to get that.
Yeah, I hope the Clydesdales are happy. I don't know. I know that they don't live in the stable area. They live like over near Pantheon, right? Maybe. Yes. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can pay for this like Clydesdale experience, right? Is that what you did? Or you just did the photos?
Just the photo thing.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. And then I got my member ornament at the gift shop.
It's cracked. It's cracked.
It's not really. I think this is just how it came. Like, so I go into this gift shop and I'm like looking around, and then all of a sudden I look at the register, and it seems to be like the team members are in a panic behind the register, like looking for boxes of these things, because there's like tons of members that are lined up waiting to get these ornaments. So I'm like,
give me my free stuff.
And this was the last day they were giving them out. They don't give them. It's done now. The distribution's done. So I proceed to get in line because I'm like, I printed that out purposefully to try to get this thing that I don't care too much about, right?
We have our 2019 one downstairs on the tree, and I'm like, I mean, it's very low quality. It's cute, but like something exclusive, I guess. But
this is actually pretty good. Like it's wood, and it's like cut out. Like it's fine.
Yours looks much better than mine, even with the they've upped their game in the last couple of years.
Yeah. So I'm in line, and then like I get to the front, and I see this one little ornament in the back, like discarded, like Charlie Brown's Christmas tree back there, and it's and she's like, and I'm like, do you have any ornaments left? She's like, we got this one, and it's cracked. And I'm like, all right,
I'll take it.
Here's my card. And then I walk out, but then I see some people, one couple is like disappointed they didn't get an ornament, and I'm like, you can have mine. It's not really cracked. Like it's just like one seam. It's not.
Oh, it would still hang on the tree just fine.
Oh, it's great. It's on our tree right now. Anyway, that's Scotland. I don't have anything else from Scotland.
Scotland has like the little Clydesdale ride open. That's about it.
Oh yeah. That's a disclaimer here. I'm not covering any flat rides. So if you want to mention any of the flat rides, Dustin, just interrupt me.
Yeah. It has the little horsies that go around in the kiddie ride. I think that's all, because even when you ride the train, you can only get on and off in New France. So like the train station, you just blow through.
Yeah, I did walk up to I didn't realize that. I went to Christmas celebration last year, so this was my first official Christmas town.
Yes.
So I walked up to the station and I saw the sign, and I'm like, I got to go all the way to New France,
all the way back there,
because I bought the extra. I don't. It wasn't called. No, it wasn't quick queue. It was just like I don't know what they called it, but like skip the line for the train.
For the train. Well, if you do nothing else, whatever that fare is, do it.
Yeah,
that's at least an hour and a half line.
I will say getting that reservation, I think they just called it a reservation. Getting that reservation for the train was critical, because I swear anybody that didn't have that probably waited an hour and a half to get on the train, and that's nuts.
and like the train's awesome, absolutely, without a doubt.
Yeah, it's a must. It's a must do. I would not.
My wife just gasped from the living room.
Yeah, I mean, I waited at least one go around. Like I waited with the reservation.
Oh.
So
no, we were able to get on with the reservation, like nice and speedy and quick, which is good because I had a 9-year-old and a 2-year-old that were bordering on. We're about done with this, so that worked out very well.
Yeah, we'll get to the train. I think I got one photo. So we'll move to Ireland.
Killarney,
Ireland. Yes, I'm gonna speak the really bad accent now.
Oh yeah, we're gonna butcher. I'm sorry to all of our Irish fans. I really apologize.
Finnegan's running. I didn't get on Finnegan's.
I did not hop on Finnegan's, but I love that it was running. I love it was running both sides. It didn't look like an insane line whenever I went past it. I'm like, that's good. It's a great ride. You bet on Finnegan's though, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, yeah. It's a great ride.
I mean, it's got to be one of the best placed S&S swings. I'm not familiar with all of them, but like this has got to be one of the best placements.
Outside of Dollywood's going through the barn, I think this one has to.
To win. I forgot about that one. Yeah, I have not been on that one.
Me either, because I have not been to that park, but I know it goes through a barn.
You haven't been to Dollywood?
I have not been to Dollywood. No.
That's right. Okay, we got to get you there.
I have tried at least thrice. But, yeah.
All right. Walking in Ireland. Grogan's Grill.
Grogan's Grill's right there. Yeah.
So right to left, Grogan's Grill, Battle for Ire, Grogan's Pub.
Mm-hmm.
Castle O'Sullivan is way back there, and Brady's Drink is right in front of that on the right. On the left are just gift shops, and and
Celtic Fire.
Celtic Fire, yeah. I was trying to think of the name of where Celtic Fire is, but
the Brownstone Theater.
Oh wait,
no,
Abbey Road Theater.
Of course, that's the Abbey Road.
I assume they have performers here. I don't know. People were taking pictures in front of the pine plot. I don't know. I'm
trying to figure out.
Oh yeah, there's a band, Killarney band or something.
There you go.
Killarney Stage Band. I did not see them.
No, I feel like that wasn't even a thing when I was there. No,
yeah. Well, actually, last year that was like all there was because there weren't any shows. So
right.
It's just
we had to keep everybody outside last year.
Yeah, all the performers were outside, which I loved. But anyway, Grogan's Pub, my second home here at Busch Gardens Way.
Second best drinking establishment.
Yeah.
In Busch Gardens.
Yeah, and it's because of all these taps. Now, I find the selections a lot better over in Oktoberfest at the Fest House in the Row House. But it's pretty good, and you don't have to walk all the way over there.
Like I keep saying, for a regional park, there is no reason this place should have the amount, just the variety of taps it does in two completely different places.
Yeah,
like you get your Bud Light, you get your couple other like stock beers, you throw an IPA in there, like if this was any other place, you're in the Ireland section, you're gonna get a Guinness, you're gonna get a Smithwick's, and you're gonna be done.
Oh yeah, they do have a Guinness.
Of course they. Well, and why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
But like, how many of those are local too?
Yeah, I mean, Virginia Beer Co. basically runs Busch Gardens Williamsburg.
Right,
and it's a
Ale
good
Works
brewery.
There, Ale Works is local.
Hardywood is on tap usually somewhere. Anyway,
Dogfish is from Maryland. Like, yeah.
I will say, like, as a beer snob, like Vail is not like the top brewery from Virginia is not on here. Not a surprise, but really good selection. And you can also get a pretzel from here.
Yeah,
I got a pretzel with cheese. Actually, that's probably the next slide. Yeah,
there you go. Your slides.
This was I mixed it up from 2 days, so I have no idea.
Oh, there you go.
The Christmas Town wrap, pretzel, pretty good. The cheese, melty cheese, not the plastic cheese, and probably a pale ale.
But the plastic cheese is honestly some of the best cheese.
I mean, I do like the plastic cheese. This was good. This was good cheese. I think they like scoop it up and they have it warming all day, but it was good. Yeah. Okay, on to Celtic Fire. So this is new.
Yes, they have never had a Christmas Celtic Fire before.
Yeah, and so there's like a new scene. They put up. I'd be surprised if they didn't have I guess they didn't have the Christmas decorations in the past. They just pretend it's not Christmas.
Exactly. Wreaths on the window? No, we don't do that here.
And this is my favorite. This is my favorite scene when they're like having the tap battle on the tables here. Anyway.
Yeah, this looks like a great show.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun seeing this, and it's probably, I mean, it's definitely, it wins awards as like the best theme park show.
Right.
We know how the awards work. Like a lot of those are pay for play, but it's actually really good. Like this is this is probably my favorite show at Busch Gardens Williamsburg still. I think out of our I'll revisit that, but I think this is my favorite.
We'll summarize at the end.
They added this fruitcake scene, I guess. This is one of the new scenes.
That is a giant fruitcake. No one would eat that.
I don't know if this is bigger. I'd like to see this side by side with that turkey from Tiny Tim's Turkey.
The turkey's bigger, but this has got to be a close second.
Great show. No complaints. Packed theater. This was I had reserved, and it was packed. So you need reserved for this if you're coming in late and you want to sit in the first half of seats. $5.
Anytime a theater has stroller seating, it's going to be a busy place.
Yeah. So the word is out on this show, and the theater's pretty small, so you gotta go.
Yes.
You got to get that reserved seat. You got specific times too. I didn't mention that. You get specific times for the show.
So you booked like the 3:30.
Yeah, okay. And they do sell out. So you need to look like the day or two before at least to make sure you have to kind of plan your day. Not as much as Disney,
but loose plans. Are not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, for sure. And you honestly don't have to grab a lot of reservations. You got to get the train and maybe pick a show or two.
Yeah.
All right, we're exiting Ireland, and this is one thing I thought was funny about Christmas Town, and I assume this is just given the current climate of how things are, but they had food trucks just scattered around.
I mentioned the same thing in my vlog because I was astounded and I was happily surprised that they would. So you're partnering with local businesses. You are giving them exposure to people who would have no idea who they were otherwise, who might be local, but even if not, they could give you a shout out on Instagram or whatever. And you don't have to worry about staffing them because they staff themselves.
Yeah. The only thing is that none of them matched the theme except for the crepes. There was a crepes truck.
Oh, see, there wasn't even a crepes one. There was a Korean truck in France when I was there.
Well, I don't know if that was just magically happened, but the crepes truck made its way to near Griffin, so it worked out.
It's a great idea, though. Especially given everything that we are up against right now.
Yeah, and the food lines are crazy. They have 3 restaurants, right? So the food lines, not Food Lion, which is a grocery store here.
That's a grocery store. Literally, I could be there in 4 minutes.
The food lines are incredibly long, especially around 7, 8, typical dinner or probably lunch times as well.
I noticed that there were very few quick service spots open. You had Trappers was open, Fest House was open, Marco Polo Marketplace was open, but outside of those 3 the big venues, I didn't see much of anything aside from the food trucks.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
keep moving. Bald Eagles. Pro tip, they have a little square. If you have your phone, they have a little square cut out in the fence if you want to take a photo or a video. That's how I got this one.
on the vlog, Colt was looking through the fence. I'm like, no, come over here. He's like, oh yeah.
Now he knows.
Exactly.
All right. So back to our map here. We have done England, Scotland, Ireland, and we're now doing France.
Heading over to France. Yep.
And we'll do New France right after that.
Yes.
Yeah. So here we go.
I love this dang Frosty. I don't know why, but I find him to be charming and endearing. Like,
yeah, this was here last year, so they they used some of the decorations, which is good, and I assume a lot of the lights from last year. Yeah. So this was my second time seeing this Frosty.
There was a big Christmas tree here a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like possibly the one that's up front now. But yeah.
Les Frites, this might be the exception on the quick service.
Yes. This
was not advertised as being open, but it was open when I went.
Now, did they have all of the options?
I didn't. I think so. I did not. I just kind of peeked in. I didn't assess the menu too much. They definitely had fries. They had fries.
So fries here are like meh, but the stuff that gets put on top of them, at least normally, like you can get like a poutine fry, you can get like a barbecue fry, like that is the good stuff. That's the stuff you want.
Yeah. I originally thought this was just like basic, but I don't mind it. I think it's a good snack.
It's a great, like, you grab a thing of fries and that's a good snack for two. And
okay, we're moving on to 'Twas the Night, which is on ice.
Yes.
I got some random slides here. So this show is in the Royal Theater, is it?
Yes, the Royal Palace Theater. It's that big amphitheater. We saw this 3 years ago. I want to say 2018, not 2019, but I could be screwing some things up.
Did they have Elvis Stoico?
They had somebody else, and I want to say Brian Boitano, but I'm not 100% positive on that. But they had some famous figure skater.
Huh. All right. So if you do not need a reserved seat for this one because the theater is massive. However, I got my reserved ticket and I sat in the very first row. Actually, the first row was blocked off, but I got in the second row, like no one in front of me.
The first row of people.
Yeah, the first row of people. And I'm not into figure skating, so this was a little weird for me, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I still like Celtic Fire more, but
you didn't reach out and touch Elvis Stoico?
I didn't know who he was. Well, we'll get a photo of him soon. They had this weird dog. So 'Twas the Night's like a retelling of the famous Christmas Carol.
Right. So 'Twas the Night Before Christmas.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they mixed in like some other stuff, but basically retelling of that. They had this weird dog. I had to take a photo of that.
That dog is
or a couple of photos. Yeah.
That's a person, yes?
That's right. You can see.
Does the dog skate?
Yeah, the dog skates.
Okay. Of course the dog skates.
If I could show a video of the dog skating, I would right now, but I can't.
Does the dog skate on all four paws?
No. Here's one performer, doing a figure skating thing.
Listen, the Olympics are coming up in a couple months. I suggest you brush up before next year's.
Yeah, if we do a live stream next year, I will have all these. I'll have all the figure skating moves down. Santa had a sleigh, which is impressive. I wonder how much this weighs.
It's probably one of those lightweight, like I'm thinking like Festival of the Lion King or the Finding Nemo show, something like that, where it's probably pretty lightweight.
I would hope so.
But he's still on ice skates, which to me, like, even though I grew up in the North, I can ice skate, but I can't ice stop. So that's always been my like, oh, okay, sure. Like that just always impresses me.
This Santa, I love this. I took this photo, or I'm showing this photo because I love the expression on Santa's face looking at one of the reindeers. I don't know what's going through that Santa's mind.
Hopefully it's you okay and not you're doing the wrong thing and I'm about to run into you with my giant sleigh here.
You're gonna be on the naughty list. Oh, there's Elvis.
There's
Stoico.
Elvis. With the smug look on his face like he knows he's Elvis Stoico.
He's not just Elvis Stoico, Dustin. He's 3-time world figure skating champion, 2-time Olympic medalist, silver medalist, Elvis Stoico.
Silver medalist. Come on, Elvis.
I wish I brought my sign and I was like holding it up. Elvis, like silver medalist.
You didn't get gold.
I'm sure he's fine.
Like that's a cool get for Busch Gardens, you know?
Yeah, I thought he was great. They had a scene where there's a Santa on the roof, like he goes in the chimney, and then this is the downside of sitting up front because I could barely see the Santa.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that sure, okay, I'll take your word. There's a Santa up there.
So I guess they just have a random guy sitting up there for the entire show.
Theater magic.
Yeah. I mean, no, I'm just, it's really Santa. Santa really does this.
Yes, absolutely.
They brought out a real dog for some reason. I don't know how I feel about this, but
is that his dog?
No, they just like carted out a dog and then they brought the dog back. And I was like, what was the point of the dog? Like they came out of this box as like a Christmas gift. I'm like, I don't need it to be an actual dog. You could bring back that figure skating dog.
Bring the figure skating dog or a stuffed dog. Like we don't need to subject this poor little puppy to 3 shows a night for 7 weekends. Like through the end of the year. Probably Anyway, that's 'Twas the Night. Oh, yeah. So figure skating fun.
Yeah.
You know, but
it's good. It was not the worst show. If you like figure skating, I assume you want to see this show.
It's something
plenty
different.
of seating. So if if the cost of a reserved seat is something, or all the reservations are gone for the other shows, this is a good one to go to.
Yeah. Oh, tons of seating there. Like I would be shocked if that space ever like sold out or was booked to capacity.
I don't think it can. It would have to be.
Don't say that.
Know. I don't know who could sell that. Well, okay.
Elvis Stoico obviously couldn't.
Yeah, and if Elvis Stoico can't sell out the Royal Palace Theater, who will be able to?
I'm gonna go with Christy Yamaguchi.
Yeah, next year Busch Gardens, SeaWorld's gonna be like, we gotta go bigger. We gotta go bigger.
Christy Yamaguchi.
All right. So we're moving on from France, I think, and into New France. And this sign
the sign. I've seen the sign. And listen, just because our ribs and chicken are red doesn't mean they're not done. All this means. If you watch any Food Network, you know this.
Oh, man.
It's okay.
I think this was Friday night. Yeah, Friday night I saw 'Twas the Night, and then I think before that I had to get my food, so I went here, Trapper Smokehouse, before.
Trappers is a great place. Like, it's probably the best food at Busch Gardens, like just overall in general.
I'm running it through my head, and I think you're right.
Like there are better experiences, there are better places to eat, but as far as like food over food, I think Trappers wins.
I think outside of like Food and Wine or any other festival, Trappers is probably up there for me too. I mean, I wanted that cake really bad.
Which one? The chocolate cake? Or
the German chocolate, I think it is. I guess it can't be German. We're in New France.
We're in New France. It can't be.
Which is one second. They had to call it New France, right? Because it's a European themed.
Right. But it's Canada. It's straight up Canada.
So they couldn't call it Canada.
I could get Canadian beers there.
Yeah.
Now I couldn't get Labatt Blue Light, but I could get Molson and I could get Labatt. Those are Canadian beers, friends.
That's right. That's right. Not great Canadian beer. They are true Canadian beers, though.
Yes. No, Labatt Blue Light is easily the best light beer I've ever had in my life. Right. That's why I asked.
I don't remember that, but have you gotten the pickles at Trappers? I
don't eat pickles.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We went over this on Twitter. I don't do pickles.
I took this photo because I thought this was weird.
You can just get a whole pickle?
And people did. I don't know how much. I think I don't know if this costs like $2. I should have checked.
Hey, hold on. What would you pay for a pickle at Busch Gardens? Just a pickle.
Probably $5.
Yeah. I'm getting $5 over here.
For that pickle?
For that pickle.
That seems like a lot.
For a pickle. I mean, yes.
I'm a pickle fan, and I would not pay that. But
that looks like a hearty pickle.
Yeah. I mean, if there was a $5 pickle, that's a $5 pickle.
Getting made fun of over here in the living room. So
here's my meat tray.
The meat, is that brisket down there?
Yeah, that's right.
Is that brisket I see?
Yeah. Actually, the chicken was the best. It was okay. It was moist. I had to eat this really quickly. The roll was very dry, and
the roll looks dry. The fries look okay.
The ribs weren't fall off the bone ribs.
No,
brisket
but the
was
chicken
good.
Looks really good, and the brisket looks really good.
Yeah, I ate the brisket, and I ate as much as the chicken I made as much of the chicken as I could. So, yeah, it was acceptable. Okay, so
Invader.
Now we're on to the attractions in New France and Invader. So yesterday I got the Quick Queue, unlimited, I guess, the Christmas Town Quick Queue.
Yeah.
So I rode this. I could have ridden Invader as many times as I wanted to.
It's such a fun ride. It's too short.
I didn't even have to leave like the queue at all. Like I could just get off and on again.
Nice.
Yeah. So I did that twice. I could have done it more, but I was on a schedule. So
I love everything they did with Invader. I just wish they were able to do a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like I wish they had 500 more feet of track. But it's not GCI's best work, but it's definitely not like a kid's coaster, but it's not quite a family coaster. It's a little above that.
Yeah.
I think it's a great ride for what it is. I understand the people that aren't fans of it because it's not long enough or not intense enough or whatever. But not every ride can be long and intense and all of that. So yeah. I think it's a great ride.
Yeah, I mean it's a little bumpy, right? But as is a wood coaster that has turns, right?
Exactly.
So
you get your airtime pops, you get fun laterals, which you don't always get in a ton of wooden coasters. You get terrain. You're going down into that trough by the log flume. I think it's a lot of fun.
The one thing I really appreciate about it is that the train goes underneath. Yes. I like when rides overlap, which some parks like Hershey Park does a phenomenal job at that. But
Hershey Park is the benchmark for rides going over other rides.
Yeah, and I'm sure that probably started way back with Disneyland, and even probably prior than that. But yeah.
The Scrambler is also open. In Le Catapulte.
Yeah, I did not take a photo of the Scrambler.
It is a very generic Scrambler. There is absolutely nothing interesting about it. So I mean, yeah, it's a Scrambler. They're fun.
Yeah. So we talked about the train a little bit, the Christmas Town Express holiday train experience. I just posted my POV from Friday night. Yeah, Friday night.
Okay.
On our YouTube channel. So if you want to see what that's like, I got the second row, and I thought it turned out pretty good in 4K.
And there are some snippets of it in my vlog. That Colt recorded. So
yeah, so lots of views of the Christmastown Express you can watch. I really enjoyed this. I don't think I had any some of the lights were out in places, but that's be expected. I didn't like the big ones all worked, so that was fine.
Yeah. I like that it is it's a 15-20 minute experience that you hop on and you can just forget everything, and they play the music syncs up to the lights, which syncs up to where you are in the park, and
yeah,
it's just it's so enjoyable for what it is,
Yeah, agreed. Nobody was singing on my train. I don't know if I scared them away, but I will also say the music was pretty light in terms of volume. I don't know.
That must have been where you were sitting, because I feel like it was just blasting in our face the whole time.
I don't know. I feel like right up front it should be fine. But anyway, so that's all I have for France and New France. I don't know if we talked about pretty much everything. I think that's there.
Yeah.
Outside of gift shops, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll go back to the map one more time.
All right.
It's
heading
like
into the German.
The 12 days of Christmas here on the first day. England, Scotland, Ireland, France, New France, and now we are doing the second half.
North Pole?
Yeah, we're headed to the North Pole now.
I feel like I need to refresh my drink really quick.
Yeah, I mean, I can carry it as long as you're gone. But
all right, I'm gonna pop out real quick. I'll be right
back. All right. So we're going to do the North Pole, and then Oktoberfest is after that with the Fest House. The Fest House has that Up on the Housetop show, which was also one of my favorites. We'll get to that as well. And they have like this giant Christmas tree. That's the biggest one at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, right out front. And they have a show they've been doing for a few years now called O Tannenbaum. And I just posted a full video of that. It's about 7 minutes long. So we'll get to that. I think that's the trees behind me. Oh, the other way.
I was saying that tree right there. Right there.
Right there.
That tree.
Yeah. It's hard to point to a green screen.
Start to backwards, whatever. Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's go to the North Pole.
All right.
So we got to cross this bridge. Actually, I took this at 12:18 or 12:20.
I was gonna say the bridge was closed
on Saturday, and they phase out like the openings of different hamlets. I guess they still call them hamlets. And I couldn't do this, so then I was basically forced to ride Invader.
That's why you rode Invader.
Yeah, I had nothing else to do, so I got all the way over there, and I was like, well, I got this. I got this quick queue. Got to use it.
Might as well, right?
Anyway, I made it over. This Rudolph and Friends building. Did you go in there?
So yes, so we did. So this used to be over in the Apollo's Chariot queue, and then they decided to keep Apollo's Chariot open during Christmastown, so they moved it over here in this little building that I honestly couldn't tell you what used to be in it. But this was Maverick's first experience with any costumed character. And so I have a nice, literally 4-minute excursion of him going up to Rudolph, coming back, and going up to Rudolph again and giving him a high five. So like I now have stupid nostalgia for this experience, even though it's literally just a meet and greet with Rudolph or Yukon Cornelius or Bumble the Snowman or whoever's in there at that moment.
Yeah.
But you get to see Rudolph.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen everywhere.
So you can see that on our vlog, on Dustin's vlog, if you want to get in the building. I remember last year they had projections on this building, and I think they do that on the Sweet Shop.
Yes.
This year, I did not see that. So
well, and behind that Rudolph and Friends banner is like a clock tower type.
Type of deal.
That's
the best thing.
Yeah. That's what I was like. Well, like we turned the corner and I saw it was in there. I'm like, oh, that's odd.
Yeah.
Like it works out fine, but
yeah. I did go to the left. Oh wait, I'm skipping around here, I guess. I went to a gift shop and I found this $150 Stein. I thought that was interesting.
So you went in the gift shop in there where they have the wassail.
Oh yeah, that's right. I thought this was going to be one of the ones from like Epcot where they have Piece of the Berlin Wall, but it's just like an authentic German Stein, I guess. Anyway.
Yeah. Like that's a really cool shop if you get a chance to just ponder around in it.
Yeah, totally. So to the left of Rudolph, they have the characters, I guess. Yeah. So I did not assume this is Frosty.
It looks like Frosty's throwing up over the edge of the.
I did not want to. I did not want to interrupt him. I don't know if he was like smoking.
He looks like he enjoyed Christmas Town too much the night before, and now it's like, no, I don't want to be Frosty today.
I want to know if he's talking. Is he talking to this team member? Anyway, I got a picture with Gingy. Gingy was available.
I got some random families pictures with Gingy on my photo key because something didn't sync up right. So that's always fun.
Is Gingy trademark SeaWorld Parks?
That Gingy looks very generic. Very generic, you know.
You go into like a Home Goods and get a Gingy suit.
Yep.
All right. You got to talk about Santa's Workshop because I did not go in here.
So, first off, R.I.P. Dark Castle. I'm still no matter what they put in here, what they use it for. This was easily the best dark ride outside of Disney and Universal dark rides. That being said, they have modified the queue, and you walk like through the loading station where the reindeer stables are now, and you enter what used to be the ride like area, and you're transported to Santa's workshop. And so like you can see like there's a radar where you can see where the reindeer are flying, and you can see where the elves have made the toys. You don't see any elves, but you do get to see the you do get some like cast member, team member interaction as you wait for what is undoubtedly the best Santa ever.
Yes.
Of all the Santas, now 4 years, 3. This is the third time we have met Santa here at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, and every time Santa is magical to the point of us parents crying because it's like everything you would want it to be in a Santa meet and greet.
Yeah, I mean, it looked awesome from the video.
It truly was wonderful.
Yeah,
and he always is. I
like that. I just like that Santa's Workshop is dark.
Is this creepy German castle?
Yeah, of course that's where Santa would be.
Now there is a North Pole in the queue, so obviously that makes it all magical.
I'm looking forward to if they do something with Dark Castle, the shell of it. I wonder where Santa will go. He has to go somewhere.
Yeah, because I don't know where Santa was before Dark Castle. I would assume that there was a Santa meet.
Yeah.
Right?
So in Griffin Gifts last year, Christmas Celebrate, you could go back and watch my vlog from 2020, but they had Bumble the Snowman inside Griffin Gifts as like a meet and greet. So that's a potential, but it's not like an elaborate like walkthrough like this is, right? So
well, and like this queue could hold easily 2 hours worth of waiting to see Santa.
Is it going to Battle for Ire?
It could.
Ooh.
It might. I could see that. Oh, I could really see that happening. Actually.
We're starting rumors tonight now.
That fireplace. Right. Yeah.
Did you get a nightcap at North Pole Nightcap?
So I got a beer at North Pole Nightcap. But the cocktails did look really good. There was like some Grinchy cocktail. There was also like there were a couple different cocktails that honestly looked really good, but I did have to drive home that night, so I only got a beer.
Maybe this is where you got the shiny like thing, the silver or red shiny drinks.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, this used to be like a quick service food stand, and they're like, okay, we can very clearly make more money from alcohol, so let's just let's throw some taps in there and make it something that we can use.
I just like the name.
So what are they going to change the name to when it's not Christmas time?
Oh, I don't remember what it's called normally.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Here's the tree during the day on a cloudy. This was yesterday, where it was off and on showers. But massive tree. So I was saying when you were gone, we have the video for the O Tenenbaum show up.
Yeah.
So watch that. It's awesome. 7-minute video in 4K.
Pretty much any synced light show I'm good with,
Yeah. I guess it's been going for many years now. So it's a hit. I wish they did projections on the Fest House other than just the lights. I thought it's like prime for projections back there. So that's a way to plus it up.
But where are you going to put that projector?
I don't know. Figure it out.
Figure it out, Busch.
If they can project on Main Street USA at Magic Kingdom, they can do it here.
Right.
So let's go on to Up on the Housetop. And this was, I think, my second favorite show. And I thought this was a sleeper hit. I didn't expect much out of this show, to be honest.
This was surprisingly good. I've seen these shows in the Fest House that are like, they're the people going through the motions because everybody's just sitting there eating and whatever. This was absolutely not that. This was high energy. This was good music, good vocals. Like this was just fun.
Yeah. I mean, well, before we get to the photos of it, I had to go into the craft beer room, which is my favorite place anywhere at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg.
Did you get a picture of the taps?
Yeah. Did I? Oh no. I didn't. So the only tap pictures from Grogan's, but
how many are we talking? Like 40? Are we pushing for? Is 40 too much?
I think there's a wall of the screens. They have like 3 screens with all the beers, and it's I had to take photos and like look up the Untapped ratings to try to pick out the beers I want, which is a good sign of any good craft beer, right? So,
I wish
I got a beer.
Flights. They used to do flights, and they don't anymore. That makes me very sad.
That would be good. Yeah, that would be good. So I got some IPA, I think, and I got Chris. So they didn't have food in the Brow House. They were serving pretzels one day, and then they ran out of meatballs and pretzels the next day. So I got Christmas dinner from the food hall, the food court.
That's literally like it's like one stall is the food hall, and then the next stall over is the Brow House.
Yeah. So this actually wasn't bad. It
was fine.
Thinly sliced turkey. Probably one of the healthiest things you could eat.
Right.
Not super healthy, but it's still probably one of the healthiest things you could eat here at Busch Gardens. And then this is where I was seated, reserved seating, right? I'm first.
So the stage is right there.
Yeah. So all my photos I have a ton of photos from the show. Let's see if it's some good one. This is where they're pretending to be on a sled. Yeah. Action
just
shot.
Even like having those raised like pillar or like those little stage sets with the lights that come through and those change color, and like it just, this whole show was very fun.
Yeah. And up above on the left, so when you enter, it would be on the left in the center. They had a DJ up there, and then on the right they had a drummer way up there, and then right above the entrance, they had all of the sound booth people, and probably the lighting as well. So a lot of work goes into this show.
Oh yeah.
and just look at the Santa. I mean, this is the only Santa I wanted to see.
That's quite the Santa right there.
doesn't get much cooler than the Santa.
No.
Some Rockettes action,
which is good because they've shut down now. So.
Yeah. All right, we were leaving the show. So again, this is probably my second favorite show behind Celtic Fire.
It was a ton of fun.
Yeah,
for sure.
For Bolton.
I
love the Christmas card. I wish I had a shot of this at night. I did not walk over here and take a photo at night.
I think I was at night, yeah. But Verbolten is one of the most tightly perfected rides for what it does. Like it's not in my top 20. It's not anything like amazing or spectacular, but for what it does, it does it perfectly.
Yeah, and I always forget how big the show building is. Like,
it's huge.
In my head, I'm like, we're gonna be in here. Like, I think the ride is so short. Like, I feel like, okay, you launch and you go into the show building, and then you're there for like 10 seconds. But that's not true. You're in that show building for the longest time of the ride. At
least 45 seconds between all of the turns and then the thing at the end. I'm an airtime junkie. I would love 3 or 4 actual pops of airtime on this ride.
Yeah.
The only one you really get is if you're sitting in the back coming off the bridge at the end. But like that's not what it's made for, and I know that. And so
yeah. And the 3 different rotating show scenes, like this has rewritability, even though the cue's great. The narration.
Yes. I still call bull on the 3 different ride scenes. I swear I've only seen one.
The wolf.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
I was wondering.
Sure, you can tell me there's 3 ride scenes to get me to ride it as many times as you want to. I'll go ride it every time I'm there. I may have seen 2.
Okay, I'm glad you said that because I feel like I get lucky. I'm like, oh, I got the wolf.
I always get the wolf.
All right. Okay. Well, maybe your mileage may vary. I'm sure there's POVs of the other ride scenes, but
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure. Pro tip: ride this with someone who has never ridden it before, and just watch them. Just watch them the whole time. I got to do that a couple of years ago with my best friend Aaron, and he absolutely crapped his pants at one point. If you know, you know. So Ronan and I had a good time with that because Ronan and I knew what was going on, and he was like, "What's going on?"
I feel like I've been asked, "Is this ride scary more times in this queue than any other park in anywhere?"
And 98% of it is no, not at all.
Yeah. What am I supposed to say? I'm not going to say don't. I mean, I can't spoil it. I can't.
Exactly.
I usually just say, yeah, I've done it a lot, and I just keep, I love it.
Well, and I'm sure anyone watching this knows what we're talking about, but still, just go take somebody on who's never been on it before. Have fun.
Yep. Here's a nice shot.
Oh, that's pretty. Oh, is that Pantheon in the background, or can we not talk about that yet?
We're gonna get there.
Oh, okay.
I think that's my last slide.
It's not on the map. So
for North Pole Oktoberfest is the Pantheon drops there, and the Peace on Earth sign, which you cross over on the train behind it.
There's no reason we shouldn't have been on this ride at this point. But
I know.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So back to our map. I'm not going to recap everything. We've done North Pole Oktoberfest, and now we've done basically the entire map except for Italy and Holiday Hills, and we're making our way back to the entrance.
Yes.
So we have one section left. I know we're at over an hour now, which is amazing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So this was my favorite shot of the Peace on Earth sign. I posted this on Instagram because it's like the fog, and I love
I want the boats to be running through this too as well. But
and this is the Rhine, right?
Yep. Yep. The Rhine River.
That's right.
middle of nowhere, Williamsburg, Virginia. So
it's actually a lake, right? Is it a man-made? Is it man-made?
I don't know if it's man-made, but it definitely it doesn't go very far. Like it's pretty contained.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going into, and I posted the full show. I believe this was the only show I was allowed to record. At least there was no announcement about it. So I did. And SeaWorld, I'll take it down if you don't want it. So I posted the full show of this. It was a good show. It was my least favorite show in terms of my own enjoyment. But it was still a good, festive, kind of a retelling of the Christmas story. So gets religious and stuff like that. But very good. They call it a choral celebration, and that's what it was.
Well, and we walked past it a couple times, and so we heard it, and it sounded beautiful.
Yeah,
like it sounded like possibly the best sounding show.
Yeah,
but it gets Jesus-y, and it's not for everybody, and that's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. They have this screen behind it. And I assume that's HD or 4K at least.
Lowest production value of all the shows.
Yeah, I mean, but the performers, like you said, were really good. So I don't know. I have no complaints. This is one of your photos I snuck in here.
Polar Bear Pathway?
Yeah, I took.
So they have a whole bunch of these polar bears that are benches.
I thought it was hilarious.
Like they've had these for years now, and legit, Maverick was trying to climb out of his stroller to go sit in the bear.
That's such a weird thing to do.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's cute. It makes for this great picture that's going to be in his, college application. But yeah, they're just, it's especially during the day. At night, it's lit up well, and you have Pompeii in the background with all of its white lights. And that's beautiful. But during the day, it's a whole bunch of hollowed out polar bears.
I just think of Empire Strikes Back, like cutting up the wampa and then crawling inside the wampa, except it's the polar bear here.
That's exactly what it is, though.
But the polar bear is still alive.
Oh, yes. No, the polar bear is grinning at you like, hey. you want to come sit in me, don't you?
I did not. Escape from Pompeii during the day looks much better at night.
Oh, absolutely. Like this is gorgeous lights between the building and the splashdown area. I wish this ride was able to function.
Yeah.
More seasons.
Yeah. I mean, having some kinetics inside, I guess, and fire, obviously. It's it's got all the good elements of a theme park ride that I love. So there is a great theme park ride in that 50-foot high trough there. I just wish we didn't have to come down 50 feet to experience it. Yeah. I don't know, like make sleighs that could operate in the.
Throw some magnetic brakes on that thing. Like, come on.
You could come up with a story, maybe.
You can make it work.
Anyway, Pantheon, March.
What's Pantheon? I haven't heard of this ride.
It's launching March 2022, Dustin.
No. Is it though? Is it?
It better. I'm going to Busch Gardens 3 times. I have to go one more time to get my preview, hopefully, as a pass member.
I have never anticipated a ride more and been so disappointed at all of the delays more than this ride.
Yeah.
Like I'm excited for Iron Gwazi. I have, tentative plans to make it down there at some point next year. But if I don't get there, all right, I'll get to Busch Gardens, Tampa eventually. This one's 3 hours from my house. And since late 2019, I'm like, all right, we're going to ride this thing next year. No. We're going to ride this thing in 2021. No. I won't believe this until I see actual physical people, including myself, on the ride.
Oh, it'll happen. Hopefully. Hopefully. Yeah. Oh, I took a photo of this Coke sign. So Coke is a sponsor of SeaWorld? Or just Busch Gardens? Or
at least Christmas Town?
Okay.
This was taken in Holiday Hills, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm in Holiday Hills now.
Yeah.
We're wrapping up. I think I have maybe 2 photos left. So
perfect.
We're winding down here.
Perfect.
I like that they renamed the flat rides. That's why I took a photo of a flat ride.
So yeah, there's this one and there's the peppermint twisters. Yeah, the teacups.
Yeah.
Even though it's literally just a sign change. So they don't do anything else different.
Does that mean in log ride you get 2 credits?
That's a great question.
It's 2 different rides. There's 2 different signs.
Now I need to check. Hold on.
For anyone watching, log ride's an app you can get to keep track of your theme park rides.
Busch Gardens, Williamsburg.
Oh.
No, they do not count as a new ride.
Okay.
Don't even count as a seasonal ride.
Wow.
So,
here's another food truck.
Where is that? Back by Roman Rapids?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a horrible spot.
I think this is maybe one of the best ones. At least the name sounds like it would be Nosh.
Yeah.
I didn't go over there.
That's like the worst placement for one of those.
Here's our last slide. So
right.
I don't have an Apollo's Chariot photo. I'm sorry. I wrote that twice during the rain.
Apollo's Chariot is like that. Apollo's Chariot currently holds the record as the only ride you and I have ridden together.
That's true. Well, the only coaster.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't take a photo of that. I wrote it twice in the rain, which hurts. But pro tip, if you have a mask, and you still should have one because you have to go indoors at this time, and Omicron is here. But you can put your mask on during the coaster and it hurts less during the rain. So that was one thing I discovered.
I have ridden multiple coasters with my mask on. It stays on. You're just fine.
Yeah. Getting pelted with rain it hurts on Apollo. So
never fun.
Yeah, just put your mask on and it'll hurt less. That's a pro tip from me. All right, so this is our last photo here, and I did not go into Sesame Street. What is it called on?
It's the Forest of Fun.
Yeah, Sesame Street Forest of
Right,
Fun.
I got that right.
So, yeah,
okay,
we're at this little section. They don't rename it for the holidays.
No, but they do put these really like brightly colored Christmas trees up in the splash pad area, so kids aren't running around in the water. All of the rides are open. There's 2 flat rides over on one side of the castle, and then there's the Grover roller coaster over by the meet and greet. But Maverick was so excited when he saw Elmo come out. We went over to see the Count. Count was out, and then Elmo and Abby Cadabby, and I think somebody else came out. And this kid lit up like the 4th of July. So this is his second character meet after Rudolph being the first. And thank God we have kids that don't mind meeting characters.
Yeah.
I know people whose kids are terrified of these of furry folk, and I'll take it. I'll take it.
Elmo's bending down here too.
Elmo came down to see what Maverick gave Maverick a high five, gave him a hug. Like they really try to make it a very personal experience as much as they can, with people pushing at your back, my kid, just hold on. We got this. Let my kid go, and then your kid will be next. So
nice.
Yeah, it was a great time. Great time.
All right. So I think that does it for Busch Gardens Williamsburg Christmas Town. Do we miss any? I'm sure I didn't even go into the gift shops, or there's a lot to talk about, but those are the big things.
Right, like there's no overly special food, at least that I could tell. Like they had the Christmas dinner that you got, but like Trappers doesn't have anything special. We went into Marco Polo Marketplace and there wasn't anything like screaming like Christmas Town or anything.
Is that different than past years, or is it about on par?
Yeah, that's like Busch Gardens generally just has good food anyway. So they don't really have to add anything fancy or different or anything like that.
Yeah, I feel like most theme parks are now like almost back to normal, and it's really hard to tell what it was like before.
Right.
So I guess that's a good thing for us as guests. I don't know. But yeah, I think recapping the shows, I would say Celtic Fire is the best, followed by Up on the Housetop as second, and then third would be 'Twas the Night. Or maybe Scrooge No More. I don't know. That's a toss up between those two. But the last show would be the one in Italy there. Yeah.
I would put, and I haven't seen Scrooge No More, but anytime you do anything on ice, I feel like that gives it just that little extra nod.
Yeah. Well, actually, I was peeking over from Germany, and I saw through the forest. I saw the Zamboni. When I was eating my meat, I saw the Zamboni. Like, I'm like, oh, they put a Zamboni. Oh, I mean, they have to, I guess. But
I mean, you gotta refresh the ice.
All right. Well, I think that. I guess so. Well, I guess that does it, Dustin. So if you want more Christmas Town content from us, we have Dustin's vlog, which is 50 minutes. So there's a lot there. So if you sat through this hour and 20 minutes,
go sit through the rambling of me and Cole as we walk along the pathways and kind of show you Christmas lights.
Yeah. And then we've got the full round trip on the train. We also have the train from 2019 back in the archives from Christmas Town. And we have one of the shows. We have one of the show from Italy, which now I forgot the name. That's how forgettable it is.
Yeah, it's really,
it was good. It was good. Let me just say that.
Tenenbaum? Is that the Tenenbaum one?
No, Tenenbaum is the tree, the Christmas tree show.
Yeah.
That's the 7-minute one.
Yes.
And then the show in Italy, the Story of Christmas show.
Yes.
That's the one I posted. That's 26 minutes. So you can watch that in beautiful 4K. And I don't know. We'll see. I don't think I'm going to post any more videos from Christmas Town. So I think this will do it for Busch Gardens for us on the year. I'll be back. So you can stay tuned to Instagram and you can see some, probably some more photos and Instagram stories from it. But for the most part, I think we've covered the park this year. But we'll be back at Busch Gardens for all of their events probably next year. At least starting. I love that they're year round now. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Like January is probably out for me, but most likely I will be there February and March.
Yeah, I'll probably skip winter weekend, but other than that, I'm a big fan. Like Mardi Gras was really good last year.
I'm excited to go to Mardi Gras.
It's cold, but it's good. They have a lot of characters walking around. So I had a good time there. And then I think Food and Wine is probably my favorite. So I'll definitely be back for that. And of course, Pantheon.
Of course.
And then I like what do they call the beer festival?
Beer Fest.
Yeah, I didn't make it to that this year, but I've been to that in the past, so I like that one too. And then of course you have Hallow Scream. Yeah. Okay. And then you're back to Christmas celebration. There's some kids festivals too, right?
Yes. There's a couple Sesame Street kids fest. Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll be back there next year. So stay tuned to Park Rovers. If you found this, you obviously know where the YouTube is, but we're on Instagram as The Park Rovers, as well as on Facebook as The Park Rovers. And what else do we have? That's about it right now.
Yeah, we have Twitter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Twitter, Park Rovers.
Park Rovers. Yep.
Cool. And Dustin, they can follow you at
Park Rover Dustin.
Park Rover Dustin.
Yep.
All right. So I think that does it. It was only an hour 20.
Hey, there you go. We said an hour and a half, so we're good.
We did it. All right. Thanks everyone for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Have a good one.
Bye.